to save people that die from snake venom.
My name is Tim Friede, and I'm doing an interview with Bill from Chattin with Staxx. We're going to talk about snake venom death, and how to fix that. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. That was pretty intense.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
And then a lot of people through the years ask why did I get bit so many times? Because I'm lazy or don't have a protocol? You know, no, it's not the point. The point is to prove I'm immune. I have nothing against people that handle it safely. What's that?
How many times have you been bit?
200. 700 injections over the last 18 years-ish, 17 and a half years. It's longer than that. I got bitten 19 too by some stuff, but I just never put it down on paper because I retired from it. But
wow, man.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man. Wow.
It is crazy. But the more I did it, the more comfortable I was with it. And like I said, I'm not taking anything away from people that want to do it safely with tubing devices and hooks and gloves. That's fine. You can still have dangerous snakes and enjoy them. But that wasn't going to solve the problem for me. Can I become immune? Can I make a difference with antivenom? Can I make a difference in humanity? I was only one person at the time, but I was reaching out to a lot of people, including Nobel winners who like my stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. It's like, I don't even have a degree and I'm talking to a Nobel winner. Whoa.
Yeah, Nobel Peace Prize winners.
Well, in medicine, actually.
That's incredible, man.
I just reached out to everybody, senators, White House, every doctor in the world, minus Antarctica, every continent in the world, saying, I'm immune. What can we do with this? You know, and 90% of it's rejection. You know, yeah. Screw you, it doesn't work. It costs too much money, which it does.
You're crazy.
Crazy. You got a death wish. And I'm like, no, because people don't understand self-experimentation in medical history. There's a lot of Nobel winners in there. They just use their own body to figure stuff out. Dr. Marshall, Nobel winner in medicine, was one of them. And that's who I got to know, got to meet. So it's just, you're using your own body to figure stuff out. You're not using a mouse or a rat because they're not going to respond back with good results. They're either going to live or die, but they're not going to know how it feels. Now, as a human, I can get bit and take notes, take pictures. You know, here's how it is, you know, very detailed stuff. So I think that's very important. You know, I'm not promoting anybody to do this because it's too dangerous. I'm not a doctor. You can take one injection, you do your math wrong, you're done. So I don't help anybody do it. If there is a vaccine in the field in the future, then that's up to the job of clinicians, doctors that are going to take care of that. So,
like, have you had any situations where people around you were bitten?
A couple, but not because of my snakes, because I was very careful about that. I know a lot of people that have been bitten that watched me get bitten, not die, and they got bitten, went to the hospital, and all over the world. I mean, from Australia to Asia to Africa to South America. And if they did what I did, they wouldn't die or have to go to the hospital. You know, it's kind of my point.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing because let's say you're in a tribe somewhere and the leader of the tribe that hunts gets bitten and dies. It doesn't just affect the one individual. It affects the whole tribe. Now, nobody can hunt. Maybe nobody can fish. Economically, it affects everything.
Yeah, it's the person who is the peacemaker in the group, and now things are disarray because that person's gone.
You know, or the cook, the lady that cooks or makes clothes. I mean, it affects the whole community, the whole tribe. It's not just one person gone. I mean, it can devastate a whole village. You know, so those are important things to take into consideration too. Another thing to take into consideration too is even if you're immune like I am, you still have to get, once our antivenom's made, knock on wood, you still have to get to the antivenom. You can easily die because you don't have a cell phone, you don't have a car, you don't have transportation. You have to get there. So
or you pass out, or you're in the lab and you pass out, and you're like, "What happened?" Right? And it's too late.
Yeah,
Like
anything. So they have to have proper clothes, proper shoes, a clean house, no holes in the house, no garbage around the house, sleep on a cot, sleep in a tent. So those are really basic things that a lot of people are working on before you get to the anti-venom, because you're not going to get there if those things aren't solved, because this stuff can take you out 15, 20 minutes for an adult, maybe 5-10 for a kid. So you're an hour away from the hospital where the antivenom is, you're not even going to get there.
No.
Doesn't matter how good it is. Now, if you're immune like I am, big deal. I go about my business, but that's where it gets real foggy.
You get bit, you just keep working. You know, if someone else gets bit, they just drop.
Pretty much. Haven't missed a day of work in my entire life, minus one vacation day with all those bites. Now, granted, there was a lot of long ass days of not being able to feel my, hands, arms, or mega pain, which aspirin doesn't touch, Vicodin doesn't touch it. There's no drugs that touch it. The pain is so intense that you just drink water, ride it out. It's the best way to do it. Plus, you don't want to get hooked on drugs every time you're bit.
The human body is incredible, the things that it can endure.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
It's powerful. And so is the mind, not just physically, but the mind is a powerful thing to neutralize what it's like in the middle of nowhere to get bit by a black or a taipan or a cobra or a rattlesnake and just blow it off.
You got some big cojones, my friend.
I'm just stupid. I don't know.
Trust me. If I'm in a fight or something, I definitely want you on my side, man.
I'm no UFC fighter.
People will be like, I'm not fighting the anti-snake venom guy.
Well, they can knock me out in a heartbeat. There's no immunity getting hit by that.
Oh, man. So, have you written any books? Do you have any books, or what do you got going on in the future, man?
Oh, God, the future. I did write a little 32-page book for Japan when they went to Africa for me on it. Never published it. My website took a crap, and then took me a year to do it. Didn't go anywhere. As far as what we're doing now, it's full-time lab work. A lot of lab work. We did 2 conferences last year, one in Arizona at Venom Week, and then the lab went out to Vermont to do the Gordon conference. Those are big conferences, by the way. Hopefully 2 publications come out this year. So we're really trying to take it to the next level, the very highest level you can get to with it. And more publications, more conferences. My entire job is just mapping this whole thing out, which is a full-time job, basically. Going through my books and my literature and mapping out where we need antibodies and where we don't need them and what we're going to do. And it's a big project. That's why not a lot of people have done it. It's a big project.
I'm sure it's a lot of work, man. It's tedious. It's just like editing for me, man. It's a lot,
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
I can imagine the things you have to know and get to learn. It's like a new process for me, because I used to be on the streets, in and out of prison. I was like a lost soul. And I finally found something that completes me, basically.
Well, that's what you want to do in life. You want to find the things that make you happy, regardless of what happened in the past.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can change a lot of lives by doing that too, actually.
Yeah. I try. I volunteer in my town. I try to show people who are struggling that they can do it too. I was homeless. I was on drugs. I was addicted to alcohol, drugs, and I've recovered from that. And I'm moving in a positive direction, man.
That's awesome, dude. You're going to save more lives than I am.
Hey, man, we could both save lives together,
It's a competition now.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I can imagine how many lives you saved over the years. Yeah, I'm sure your research has saved lives.
Yeah, it saved lives in the sense that, in the future when the antivenom's out there, because that's based on my blood, so that's going to save lives.
Yeah, and that's a legacy. Is your name attached to that type of stuff?
I didn't ask.
You should have.
Yeah, the lab takes really good care of me. I
The
have
Tim syrup or something.
yeah. They did mention it. And I'm like, that's up to you guys in the lab. I don't like titles. I don't like accolades. I don't like anything like that. I just do it for me. And, if I'm part of it, which I am, that's what makes me happy. I don't need to have Tim Friede on the vial of antivenom.
No,
Yeah.
it is yours. Either way, it doesn't have to have your name on it. It is yours.
And the company does a lot too. Cenovax, the scientists that put the last 5 years of work into this, I mean, all their names should be on it, because they really pulled a lot of weight in the lab, on a high-end lab, not a basic little dumb lab like I have here, but I never asked for it.
Collective thing, right?
It's a collective group of scientists that have a lot of passion, that are really smart. I mean, a lot of these guys and gals, you have PhDs from Harvard and Stanford. I mean, they're very smart individuals. And I just take great pride that I can work with them. Being a non-degreed individual, it's hard to do. I have to read a lot to hang with them. But yeah, I love to read. I love to study. That's what I do. And I enjoy it because you have to. You have to really know what you're doing. You don't just do it all willy-nilly and jump in there and grab a needle and guess what? Here's how it goes. I mean,
yeah, it could kill you like this, man.
Oh yeah, it could. So I take it very serious, more so now than ever, even though I'm not doing it. Now my job is just to study. Before that was to get bit. And with that, I'm not studying. But without that, now I can study harder and focus on all these things I'm working on here, for 15, 18 hours a day if I have to, and get a lot more done. That's a lot more important because people know that I'm immune. That's why I filmed it. How many times
you have the footage. You have the footage that you can study that. You can break it down. There's a lot you can go over.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing right now with the documentary we're filming. We've been filming for 2 years, actually, based on me and based on the stuff the lab is doing. And they're going to use all my old footage. Most of the ones that you've seen, they're going to use that just for the safety, so I don't die and it kills the whole project. They can use old footage. I don't pin normally. I normally stress them out when I do that, so I'm very gentle when I milk my snakes. And that's the bite. The venom that I need is very yellow in color. Yellowish, I should say. It's very cytotoxic. It's hard to beat the venom as far as immunity goes. It still rips your muscle cells apart. One more time. I only milk it probably a couple times a year, and I process the venom and save it for immunization. I'll show you what it looks like in 2 seconds. Model cobra. I've had this for 15 years, actually. Long time. I've been using this. One of my first snakes I've ever used for self-immunization. And disclaimer, do not try this at home. It's very dangerous. I'm very immune, and that's why I can do this. Now we're going to take that venom, which is protein, and process it for my booster shots, along with my Cape Cobra that I use as well. And I got pretty much, probably 400 or 500 milligrams wet venom. When you dry it out, you lose 80%. And I'm going to dry this out now, and tomorrow I'll show you what it looks like when it's dry. Very yellow in color. There we go. That will be it for now. Thank you very much, and we will talk to you shortly. Fire cobras. Any ladder. Female, male. She might be pregnant. She's shedding. As we speak. Healthy breed. She's kind of a biter, he's really not. Stupid gorgeous. Hanging day today. Put him away, and I hope she is pregnant. Getting big. Thank you, that's it. Nothing more to say. Next up, I might do Western Diamondback injection for tails atrox and the risk driven. And other than that, just clean cages. Get cobra crop over.